Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English. Friends, in this video we are going to have the discussion of the important questions, that is the 2 marks questions from the story The Open Window, written by Saki. The another name of this author is here H.S. Munro. This lesson is in the syllabus of first semester BBA BHM General English Bangalore University SEP syllabus. So let's begin the discussion of the 2 marks questions from the story The Open Window. Who is the protagonist of the story The Open Window? Frampton Nuttall is the protagonist or the main character of the story. Why does Frampton Nuttall visit Mrs. Sappleton house? He visits her with a letter of introduction from his sister as a part of his nerve cure. Who greets Mr. Nuttall at the beginning of the story? Mrs. Sappleton's 15 years old niece, Vera or Vera, greets him. What is Vera's personality like? Vera is self-possessed, imaginative, and mischievous girl. Then, what does Vera tell Mr. Nuttall about her aunt's tragedy? She tells him that Mrs. Sappleton's husband and 2 brothers died 3 years ago when they were swallowed by a bog. Why is the French window left open according to Vera? Vera claims it is kept open because her aunt believes her husband and brothers will return through it. What does Vera say her aunt often what does Vera say why does Vera say her aunt often tells her about the last day she saw her family? Mrs. Sappleton often recalls how her husband carried a white coat and how her youngest brother sang a teasing song, Bertie, why do you bound? So that she used to say. How does Frampton Nuttall react to Vera's story? He feels nervous and unsettled as he believes the story to be true. What kind of impression does Vera create about her aunt? Vera portrays Mrs. Sappleton as a grieving widow who is mentally affected by the tragedy. What does Mrs. Sappleton talk about when she arrives? She talks cheerfully about her husband and brothers, who, she says, will be home soon from their hunting trip. How does Frampton react to Mrs. Sappleton's cheerful demeanor or the behavior? He finds it horrifying and believes she is delusional due to her grief. Then, why does Frampton talk about his ailments to Mrs. Sappleton? He assumes she might be interested in his health issue since they are meeting for the first time. What interrupts Frampton's conversation with Mrs. Sappleton? Mrs. Sappleton suddenly brightens and announces, "Here they are at last," referring to her husband and brothers. What does Frampton see when he looks out the open window? He sees 3 figures with gun walking across the lawn, accompanied by a brown spaniel, just as Vera described. Spaniel, a dog. Then, what happens when one of the men sings, "Bertie, why do you bound?" Frampton panics, believing he's witnessing ghost, and flees from the house. He runs away from the house. What is Mrs. Sappleton's reaction to Frampton's abrupt departure? She finds it extraordinary and comments on his strange behavior. What explanation does Vera give for Frampton's sudden exit? She invents a story about Frampton having a fear of dogs, claiming he once had a traumatic experience with a pack of pariah dogs in India. So he said that he is afraid of dog. That's why he has run away, because he had a very worst experience with a group of pariah dogs. Why is the story Frampton here from why is the story which Frampton hears from Vera is ironic? The story is completely fabricated, but Frampton believes it, leading to his irrational reaction. What does Vera's behavior at the end reveal about her? It reveals that she enjoys creating dramatic and convincing lies for her amusement. What is the central conflict in the story? The conflict arises from Vera's fabricated story and Frampton's gullibility, leading to his panic and dramatic escape. How does Vera's story about the spaniel contradict her earlier story? How is it different? In her earlier story, she shows no fear of the spaniel, but in the fabricated explanation of Frampton's exit, she claims he is terrified of dogs. Then, what role does the setting play in the story? Means to say the setting, the beginning. The peaceful rural setting contrasts sharply with the suspense and drama created by Vera's story. Why does Frampton Nuttall visit strangers in the countryside? His sister encourages him to socialize to improve his nerves and avoid isolation. What does the story reveal about Frampton Nuttall's character? Frampton is timid, gullible, and prone to overreacting. Last question. What is the main theme of the story, The Open Window? The main theme is the power of imagination and deception, highlighting how easily people can be manipulated by convincing lies. So these are the 25 important questions from the story The Open Window for first semester BBA and BHM. For summary, you can watch my videos. Links are available in the description box. Thank you so much for watching the video. Stay tuned with Mukesh English. Subscribe the channel if you have not yet done it, because you still have 3 more semesters to go and you'll be getting all the remaining semesters videos very soon, only and only on this channel. Thank you once again.